So one of the biggest challenges with getting over social anxiety with talking to women is the mood, is the state of mind and how you're feeling. Because when you're not feeling good and you're feeling anxious and fearful and you're feeling down and you're feeling depressed, it's very, very difficult to attract a woman and to build a connection. And it's hard to get a good reaction. You know, it's hard for women to see your best qualities when you're in that place, right? So, easier said than done. You really want to be in a place where you're happy and you're smiling and you're positive and you're enthusiastic and you feel good about yourself and you're not socially inhibited. You know, you're not socially restricted, you're not tongue-tied, you're not stuttering, you're not nervous with your eye contact, you're not stuck deep in your head in your thoughts, you're not worrying about your bills or, you know, focusing on other areas of your life. You're kind of like you're more clear-headed, you're more focused, you're more present. You're kind of like surrendered more to the moment and, you know, everything's a lot more simplified. You're not going by the narrative in your head, which puts on massive amounts of pressure for men, expectations which are almost unreachable. And then obviously, you know, judging yourself and, you know, trying to kind of come up with, you're trying to kind of read what a woman would be thinking about you, and really none of us know. You can't know for sure if she's going to find you attractive until you've spoken to her. You can't know for sure if she's going to reject you or if she's going to enjoy talking. You can't really know any of that 100%. We're not mind readers until you have the conversation. So the question is, and the solution lies in, how can you get yourself into a positive state of mind, and how can you get yourself into a good mood? You know, how can you get yourself to the point where, obviously no one's perfect, but you're in a relaxed mood, you know, and to a point, like I said, where the social anxiety is not taking over. Like you're kind of, you calm yourself down, and you get to a point where you want to speak to a woman. You feel good about yourself. You're not dreading having a conversation. You're not constantly fear-based, worrying about it not going well and being embarrassed and being awkward. You're not thinking any of that, and you're not expecting anything. You're not hoping that, well, if I don't get a phone number and I don't get a date and she doesn't really like me, then I'm going to feel bad. You're not thinking like that. You're actually just happy in yourself. And having a conversation with a woman is just a bonus. And maybe the mindset's more, actually, I want to make her day. I want to make her feel Just to remind you guys, I've got a weekend confidence program coming up in April this month, the 23rd and 24th. I'm taking 4 students, so it'll be a whole weekend where you can practice getting over your social anxiety with talking to women and talking to guys amongst the group. This is really going to help you with confidence. The last one I ran was really successful. It sold out. It was fantastic. So if you want to apply for the Weekend Confidence Program, send me an email. My email address is below this video. You'll see it in the description. Email me, I'll get back to you. I just want to make a point of saying I can't guarantee you a place because 2 spaces are sold out. I've got 2 left, and they generally go quite quick. So email me now, because I can't guarantee you a place, and then I can let you know if there's spaces available, and make sure that you're right for the program as well. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Fearless. Make her feel good. I'm not thinking about my own selfish needs, you know, like hoping that she's going to like me and she's going to validate me and she's going to make me feel good and she's going to give me attention, affection, love. You're not thinking about that because you're already feeling good about yourself. And you're not putting all that pressure on yourself that the conversation has to go like this, or I've got to come up with things that are really intelligent and sophisticated. I've got to tell her something that she's never heard before, that no guy's ever told her. I've got to make this impression that no man's ever made. You know, when you hear what's going on, it's a lot of pressure if you're trying to entertain that and you're trying to fulfill that. And most of the time, if not all the time, you can't. So here are some tips that have helped me and that have helped my students in no chronological order. The first tip is to go to the gym and exercise. Find a routine that works for you. Forget about everybody else. Find the routine that you enjoy doing, that's challenging, satisfying and rewarding. And when you come out of the gym, you're nice and relaxed. And when you speak to women from that place, you've got an 80% chance of the conversation going better than it would have gone if you didn't go gym and you didn't get yourself into a good place and get your mental health good. Because really, that's what this comes down to. I know it's a word that sometimes people shy away from, and guys don't really want to talk about mental health, but of course mental health is connected to talking to women and building relationships and getting a girlfriend and going on a date and being successful. Of course it is. If your mental health isn't good, it's just a nightmare, it's hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, because there's always a good chance that you can meet a woman who just likes you for who you are and where you're at, and she won't judge you on your mental health. But generally, when people don't know you, if you try and start a conversation with a stranger and you're serious and you're down and your mood's low, most of the time people don't want to be a part of that. That's human nature. Everybody's guilty of that. Everybody's like that at some time or another, if we're being honest. Everybody is like that, men and women. If someone tries to speak to us and they're not in a great mood, especially if we're in a good mood and we don't want our mood to be disturbed. So it's putting these things into perspective and understanding how important it is to have a good mental health, you know, in general, but especially when you're talking to women and people in general. So the gym, in most cases, if you get it right, it will help you to do that. Now, number 2 is taking the pressure off yourself, which takes practice and discipline. You have to alleviate the pressure that you have to be successful. Back in the day, you guys would know this, you're born in the 80s, you know, my generation, the pressure that society and men used to put on themselves, that if we go out to a nightclub and we don't get a girl, we're not successful, then we're a loser, then we're you know, below human, we're a failure. I used to have that pressure from friends, everybody had it. It just kind of came with the society, and it caused a lot of problems, mental health problems, for men and women. Obviously women had a lot of pressure as well. I'm not just saying it's just men, but men had a lot of pressure to be successful amongst their friends, their peer group, the society, people in the club. And as I got older, I realised that's the problem here. You have to take that pressure off and accept yourself. And you have to like yourself. Well, you want to be at a point where even if a girl turns you down, you still want to feel good about yourself. You want to be confident in who you are. You shouldn't really be in a position where your happiness, your self-esteem, your whole meaning in life is dependent on someone else as to whether they like you or not. If we all went by that, and I know a lot of people do, be a miserable life. It really would. But sometimes you've got to go through these things to learn these things and to get your confidence and self-esteem and mental health where you want it to be. So alleviating the pressure, and it's a bit of a trick because of course, guys, of course we're human. You're going to want to get a girlfriend. There's going to be a goal somewhere. You're going to want to date. If you're going to want to date, you're going to want a positive reaction. You're going to want a girl to feel comfortable in your company and like you and think you're a great person, somewhere along those lines. And that's normal, but it's also almost having a goal without the pressure that's added, and not putting those, not making those little silent agreements with yourself where you say, okay, if I speak to this girl and I don't get a number, then I'm gonna be beating myself up all day. You can't be like that unless you want to be miserable. You have to say, look, I'm going to try. I've never met this person before. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to do the best I can to make her day, make her comfortable. Let's see if there's a connection there. Can't force a connection. That's one thing I've learnt. The more you force a connection, the more it's not going to be there. But you can get yourself into the best place mentally and emotionally that you possibly can to increase your chances. Because how many men and women would have liked each other and dated if only they had a bit more patience and they got to know each other. It's hard. See, when you're meeting someone for the first time, they're going to judge you pretty quickly because that's human nature. And they might judge you in the first 10 seconds on the first couple of words you say. And if you're nervous, they're going to judge you based on, you being nervous. That's not really a full representation of who you are as a person. If only they could judge you in your best moments or when you're relaxed, the way you are around family, friends, loved ones, colleagues and people that you feel comfortable with. So it's just understanding these things, and once you get into a good place, it's straightforward. You haven't got to think all of these things. It's more second nature. It's just more instinctive. That's really important. Next tip I would say is definitely about how social you are in your life, because if you're not speaking to your family, friends, and you're not going out and you're isolating, and then you're trying to ask a woman out in a coffee shop or in public or anywhere, in any social, wherever it is, any social setting, that's going to be really hard, because you're coming from a place of being socially rusty, introverted, isolated, lonely, out of practice, out of state, not in a great mood, and then you're trying to create something from that place, and it's really hard. It's not impossible, but it's very hard from that place. Whereas if you've been spending time with your mum and your dad, your family, extended family, and your friends, and your clients or colleagues at work, and you've had that social momentum, your mood's always going to be a lot better from that point. And then you go and speak to a girl that you like, you're going to be coming from a place of you're more warmed up socially, and that's really going to help you. So that's another really good tip that I'd give you. On the more surface-based tips, these are kind of quick fixes, but they make a difference. Your appearance. If you've showered, groomed, aftershave, nice clothes on, ironed, clean, fit well, you feel good in your clothes, makes a difference. And of course women are going to judge you on that. You can't blame them. They're going to judge you. Everyone does it. You go to a job interview, they're going to judge you on what you wear. So you want to look smart, in whatever you're wearing. And I've said in my videos before, it doesn't always have to be a suit. You can look good in sports clothes, casual. Just make what you're wearing clean, smart, and fit you well, or suit your personality, your body type. Because that's going to show up. How you feel is obviously, it's going to come across, and it's going to, bees always come. The bees always try and sting me when the video is going well. By the way, if you're getting a lot of value from this, hit that subscribe button, like, share. So dressing smart and doing it permanently is going to make a massive difference in your conversations. And all these tips I've given you, if you apply them and you internalize them and you perfect them, they're going to help you to get over your social anxiety with talking to women, and eventually you're going to get the relationship that you want. Because most guys that I work with, they want a meaningful relationship, or they want to get themselves in a position where they've got a date in life, they've got a date to go on. Last but not least, I've given you, they're all the best tips. I'm just trying to think of a few more. Of course, I always forget this, and it's the most important. Guys have got to find a purpose in their life, or a goal, or a passion. And it could be paid, or it could be unpaid. That's really important for your happiness, your mental health. If you haven't got something to fall back on, then you're going to be relying on other people, women in this instance, to make you happy. So when you've got something, and most women I've dated or spoke to, they say they find men that have got ambition more attractive than men who haven't got an ambition, who are not really bothered. So every guy's got the opportunity to find something that he's passionate about, that he can pursue, and he can do that. So try that, do all those things. It's going to help you a lot, all right? Hope you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed making it. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the box below. What tip really helped? What are you gonna apply, or is it gonna be all of them? And give me some of your experiences where you've had good conversations in any social situation, or maybe you've been struggling lately. Let us know in the box below. I'll respond, possibly make another video follow up to this one, all right? Speak to you guys soon. Confidence Coach Johnny Berber, fearless.